done. Let's understand what we have just added, right? What is a catalog? What was that YAML that I just created? So the best page to understand this is Backstage YAML. Just search for Backstage YAML. You will get to this page. And this is the holy grail. This is the page that you'll be visiting again and again until you understand the Backstage catalog concept. But before we dive into this, let's get a bit more graphical. So Backstage holds. This is what your software ecosystem looks like. Like if you're an engineer, if you work in a company, you have 100 developers, 1,000 developers, you have a lot of services. You have a lot of software components. This could be services. It could be your library that you're publishing internally. Let's say a web library internally everyone can use. A backend toolkit everyone can use. Anything, right? Internal website, right? It's also a software component. So what I'm looking at here right now is this piece, the software component piece. This is what's known as a kind in Backstage world. So if you go to here, you see kind component, and that's written here. The kind is the identifier for what is the entity kind. So that needs to be component for every software component, like service and stuff. The other two possible kinds in Backstage by default are API and resources. So we'll get to that later, but very quickly, APIs hold the API types, and these are used to showcase API docs, the endpoints, what do they do, etc. And resource is used to hold physical things like databases, your caching instances, your cloud resources, and all of that. Okay, mostly you'll be using component, but a component has several types of entities, and that is where the spec.type field comes into play. So if this is a regular microservice, just say type microservice, right? Now the component needs to be component. By the way, it's case insensitive, so you can say capital component, small component, doesn't matter. The type is arbitrary. You can say type Himanshu, also fine. You can say type LLM model, also fine. So the type is the subtype of this particular entity kind, all right?